Today I fucked up by writing furry porn for a short story contest. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. My local bookstore was hosting their annual short story contest. It happens in December, and this would be my first time participating. The reason I entered is because I wanted to test out my skills in writing and see what I can really do. And frankly, the prizes you win are mediocre, so there is nothing to get excited over. This year, contestants have to write about the Furies. Now, in case you have no idea what the Furies are, I shall give you a short and sweet explanation. Furies are these monstrous, scary as shit women from ancient Greek mythology, and they seek vengeance against wrongdoers. Google for more information, as I am not qualified to teach you about this stuff, and might be wrong. Moving onward. I hate to admit that I am stupid. A true-born dumbass. You see, I kind of misread and misheard Furies as furries, and that led me down a very dark, unreturnable path. Now, as an outsider of that fandom, I have little information and understanding about it. So, I had to do research to learn about it. I needed material, something to help me generate ideas. I subjected myself to looking at fan art, analyzing pictures of people dressed up as fur-covered animals, scrolling through forum posts, and skimming through conversations where people express their interest or passion for anthropomorphic animals. I also found stories, and one thing I noticed is the subject matter. They are quite sexual. However, it was the fuel my brain required. So, I spent about 5 or 6 days writing this piece. The word count has to be close enough to 7,500 words, so there is a lot I could fit into this, but man, I allowed myself to run wild. I used imagination in all the wrong ways possible. I wrote erotic fiction. I wrote straight porn. Beast fucking beast. To the extreme. Vivid and intimate. For a contest. A contest where I have to read it in front of a group of people that are going to judge it. Then vote for a winner. And I only realized this today at the reading. Everyone else had brought their stories, and I managed to see one of them before the presentation. What do you think I saw? Nothing about animals that have human characteristics. Nothing hot and steamy. Nothing to elicit sexual arousal from people. Nope. It turns out that sexual stuff is not welcomed in the contest. I assumed since it was 18 plus that anything goes, but I failed to pay attention to the restrictions. Thus, I had to sit there, listening to everyone else read their stories, awaiting my turn, dreading my turn. Face flushed with embarrassment. In order to avoid shame and trouble, I did the only thing I could think of doing at the time. My name is called. I leave my seat. I stand before everyone. I flash a smile and say the end. Then I walk off. I leave the bookstore and go straight home. Never looking back. I could not let them know about this Frankenstein monster that I put my heart and soul into creating. Too long didn't read. I wrote furry porn for a short story contest. I don't blame you. I was reading furries until you defined furies and I had to reread everything above, lol. He's a little confused but he's got the spirit. I wrote straight porn. There's your first mistake. I thought most furries were gay or gayish. Not sure if I believe it without the story, or how you could put that much effort in without considering the contest situation. I don't know what kind of bookstore it was that you would think that they would hold a contest where grown adults would read erotic fiction about anthropomorphized animals to each other. Definitely a common mistake, anyone would have done it. Today I fucked up by playing with a vibrator. Well, this didn't actually happen today, but a few weeks ago right before Christmas. My wife and I have been married for 15 years, and we live with my 19-year-old stepdaughter and our 2 boys, age 14 and 10. We often work alternating schedules, me day shift, she works 12 hours shift, usually 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., so we hardly get any time to spend with each other. She took off the week before Christmas because her parents were coming into town to spend the holidays with us. They were going to take my stepdaughter's room and she was going to use the spare, as her bed is bigger than the twin in the spare room. They came early in the morning on the Friday before Christmas and this takes place on that day. I got off work a little early that day, and the kids were all home, so it was a packed house most of the day. My wife took my in-laws and the 19-year-old out for some shopping/lunch and left the boys at home because Fortnite was more fun than hanging with grandpa, but whatever. I got home about 30 minutes after they left. My wife texted me, "Be careful when you into the bedroom, I may have left one of your gifts out," with some emojis that could have been taken as suggestive. This is where the FU begins. I go into the bedroom and see some wrapping paper and stuff out and just kind of not look at much, as I am actively not looking for a present. I just want to change out of work clothes and use the bathroom. I get to the bathroom, and I see what my wife must have meant by present and all those winky emojis, her vibrator, left in the shower. Since we don't spend too much time together, she would occasionally send me naughty pics or tell me that she used her vibrator, just to make me want it more. I would reciprocate and it made things fun. She has left it out before, so it wasn't shocking that she did. I just didn't think she would with her parents in town and the kids off of school. Well, I didn't think that at the time, because I wasn't thinking rationally. I locked the door, turned on some light music in the room, not unusual for us. We have Google Home in each room with Spotify. Someone is usually listening to something, and decided to be a little perverted. I took the vibrator and turned it on. I wanted to feel what made my wife get off. To answer everyone's question, yes, it was used very recently, as it was still very wet and not from the shower. My wife does get very wet, very easily. She says it's normal in her family. So, I did what any sex-deprived horny husband would do after finding his wife's wet vibrator. I licked that fucker clean. I let it vibe in my mouth. I put it against my non-vibrating member and really just had a great few minutes. I finished very well, so well it shot out like a damn protein cannon, going God knows where in the bathroom. But, that's not the FU. After I was done with my shameful deed, I decided to clean it up. Always take care of your toys, and put it back. After I dried it off, I texted my wife, "I found your gift," with a heart eyes emoji. Her reply wasn't one that was happy, but rather said that she wished I didn't. Now she'll have to get me something else. Well, at the time all I could think was yes please, but I didn't respond right away. I took the vibrator out of the bathroom, made sure the coast was clear and proceeded to the drawer where my wife puts it. I opened the drawer, moved the shirt out of the way that it's usually wrapped in to see. My wife's vibrator, the one in my hand, did not belong to her. It either belonged to my stepdaughter, or my mother-in-law. I freaked the fuck out. I ran back to the shower and put it back first off, then I went through the house, trying to find out what just happened. I found my in-laws' bags in my stepdaughter's room still unpacked. They still were locked with the little travel locks that some people use on airplanes. So, I sighed with relief, knowing that it wasn't my Mills. But then, I got equally horrified that it was my stepdaughter's. Why the hell was she in our bathroom? Well, the in-laws took over her bedroom, and the spare room has the Xbox in it, so the boys were playing games on that one and in the living room. I can only imagine that someone was in the hall bathroom, so that makes the only private area in the house left was in my and my wife's bedroom/bathroom. She has used the bathroom before to shower or what have you when the boys are using the hallway one. She must have forgotten to put it away. Dear God, why did she forget to put it away? I am ashamed to know that not only was my wife right about her family wetness, that she has the same taste in toys as her daughter. They got home about an hour afterwards, or was it 5 minutes? Who the fuck knew at that point? Time was meaningless as I was in a stupor of shame and guilt. My wife asked me if I was alright when she saw me. She could see I was visibly shaken. I told her that the vibrator was left out, but I couldn't bring myself to say what I did with it. She saw it, laughed and told my daughter that she ruined me by leaving it out. She patted me on the back and said, "Well, I guess I'm not a little girl anymore," and giggled as she went to put it away. Thank God they also share a good sense of humor, but they don't have to live with this shame. It's better they don't know at this point, right? Saying a month later, "Hey honey, your daughter's vibrator tastes just like yours," would just be too much to deal with. Too long, didn't read, saw a vibrator, did unspeakable acts to it, thought it was my wife's, and now I know what my stepdaughter tastes like. I feel like this is something you take to a grave. Oh fuck. Take that to the grave, S. Wait, your wife says getting wet easily runs in the family. How the hell did she find that out? She asked both of her sisters at some point, and they mentioned the same problem. Too long didn't read, saw a vibrator, did unspeakable acts to it, thought it was my wife's, and now I know what my stepdaughter tastes like. I LOL'd and cringed at the same time. I wonder if your stepdaughter has a Reddit account. Because if she doesn't, and you didn't tell her that you licked it clean, then she's going to have her daddy's saliva in her the next time she uses it. The fuck up that keeps on giving LMFAO. As a genuinely concerned Redditor, I'd say definitely keep the details on Reddit. Nobody needs to know what you did with that thing, ever. Today I fucked up by getting caught jacking off in the worst way possible. Happened a few hours ago, and I'm seriously contemplating about drowning myself because of the shit I just pulled off. A little backstory. Me, 21M, and my girlfriend, 22F, are in a long-distance relationship, so I visit her regularly every weekend. She also has this thing where she's stressed about something, then she's not in the mood for sexy time. She also shares a flat with 4 rooms, hers being on the ground floor. There's 3 rooms on the upper floor and 1 on the ground. The house also has the kitchen and TV room on the ground floor. Now, my girlfriend currently has 2 assignments to finish and is sweating her balls off trying to do so, since the deadline is very near. And being the horny fuck I am, I embark on me quest to jack myself off because I gotta do what I gotta do. My quest begins at midnight. I double check my bed to make sure my girlfriend is asleep, and voila, sleep as a rock. I shuffle my way out of the bed slowly and slowly proceed to turn the doorknob. Nice. Well, I can't since I'm self-conscious as fuck when it comes to stuff like this and I need to be somewhere private by myself. Now, I almost forgot to mention this, but 2 out of the 3 housemates are out for the holidays, but 1 came back just a few days ago. Now me being the horny AF probably forgot about that huge detail, as I slowly tiptoed my way into the TV room. Sweet him in. Okay, so here's the fuck up. For some fucking reason I decided to not turn the lights on. I put me headphones on and load up Pornhub, get me that sweet Riley Reid action. I start whacking it and it's going all well, until the lights flick on. Holy fucking shit. Now I usually wear glasses, so I'm squinting here like a motherfucker, and all I hear is a short gasp and someone darting off upstairs. I go limp as soon as I fucking notice that there's a clothes dryer in the room. Everyone dries their clothes here since the dryer hangers outside is usually filled with bugs. And even fucking worse, there it was. The flatmate's undergarments and bras right in front of me in all its glory. Now from her perspective, she came back home to find someone jacking off to her panties and bras whilst squinting intensely at them. I haven't slept for 10 hours ever since this happened and I don't want to be alive no mo. Please end my fucking suffering. Too long didn't read, was extremely horny and went to jack off in a separate room, only to scar a flatmate for life. Update 1, fellas, I have literally stayed rock still on me bed for the last 11 hours. I think I heard the flatmate get ready and all since my room is next to the kitchen, so she's probably headed out for work. We'll try to explain to her the situation when she's back. Wish me luck. Update 2, sorry for the late update, but she's been back for a few hours. Thank you to everyone who gave helpful tips, such as should have kept jacking off, I can explain, etc. Well, I went with I can explain. So in preparation for this, I needed some dopamine because I was freaking the fuck out honestly, so I jacked off in my girlfriend's room. Do not worry, my girlfriend was taking a shower, so it's all good, lads. So in order to not look like a goddamn creepy fuckwit, I stayed the fuck away from the TV room as she was having lunch or whatnot. This is why this took so long. Honestly, I thought about Facebook messaging her and spilling all me beans about what happened, but imagine getting ghosted after explaining my situation. The wait itself would only cause my suicidal tendencies to get worse. Second option was to knock on her door, smile and say, hey, about yesterday, can we talk about it? But no way in fucking hell was I going to go upstairs, since this situation has made me even more self-conscious, so I chose to not even go to the toilet. Alas, I figured my best option was to wait it out till has to go to the kitchen. My apologies if I'm making this shit sound over dramatic, but honestly I overthink a fucking lot and it stressed me out for the whole bloody day. So when she got out, I live in the bottom floor so I can hear over these thin walls, and headed to the kitchen. I went to the kitchen, completely fucking avoided eye contact and said that I apologized that she had to see all that yesterday night, and how I was sexually deprived so I had to let one out. Surprisingly she took it quite well, and told me about how she actually accidentally caught one of her younger brothers jacking his meat off once. I believe she has like 4 siblings. I mean she laughed it off, but honestly now I'm even more insecure about jacking myself off from this experience. And I will tell my girlfriend about this around 9th, since that's when her assignment is due. Thanks everyone, and remember to turn your lights on when you cap one off. Should have used the bathroom. Good point, but like I said I was so horny I forgot about the huge detail of there being a flatmate, so horny me probably thought it's just me and my girl FFS. I'm sure your ex and her roommate will laugh about this in a few years. Outstanding move, sir. Always have a locked door between you and whoever you wouldn't want to see. Practice safe masturbation. I didn't know they were yours, I thought it was my bra. Oh no, you should tell your girlfriend and have her talk to the roommate for you do, at least she knows you weren't jacking it to her undergarments. It'll blow over sooner or later. Will do, maybe after she's done with her assignments too, because she's doing her master's degree and I don't want to fuck that up for her lamau.